Lamar Wilson. We all inside your time. Just quick thought. What we're saying, Lamar? What are your thoughts on that? Just because I feel like you're walking in that same thing. Just to you've been trying to be a thing for a long time, and then it becomes you, right? You become who you've been trying to be. What is that like to walk in who you've been trying to become?
Great. As he was speaking on mute, but I'm saying it, and excuse my language when I say it, I'm saying when I hear I'm that man, to me I'm saying I'm that man, I'm that king, and I'm not afraid to say that shit. Excuse my language for anybody so offended, but that gave me the confirmation that whatever I've been feeling, thinking in the past and now, that we have to keep reminding ourselves that I'm that dude. Like BK, I was literally, as he was speaking, I'm pumped because it's reminding me, you that dude. Don't get it twisted. You that dude when it comes to the parenting, to the speaking, to discipline, to maintaining your life, and reminding myself. And I don't remember the last time I said that. I don't remember the last time I said I'm that dude. Maybe if I did something worked out the way it was supposed to work when I said something, but when BK, it's just really just saying that, waking up, putting your feet on the floor, letting the devil know that you woke up and saying I'm that dude. Powerful, man. Powerful. I want to just to piggyback off the I am that dude. Just before I became that dude, I was that guy that was lying, that was spending money that I didn't have. I was that dude that was putting on for the Joneses, social media, knowing I didn't have it. And results of me being that dude, it caused me to lose my marriage, lose my parenting, lose my, I don't want to say these are the causes of it, but these are the effects of me being something I'm not, but I'm telling the world that I am. And me portraying to be that dude, knowing behind the phone, behind the door, I'm really not. When God's telling me that you don't have to do that. Because if you're telling the world this now and you don't have it, what's the point of me giving it to you? Because you already portrayed something that is not even there. It's not real. Let me tell you something. A couple years ago, I want to say 8 years ago, 2015, I lost my uncle 3 days after my birthday. And prior to that, I was dealing with a divorce, child support. I was a weekend dad. I lost my job. I was working a temp job. My house was in the process of being foreclosed. I was on my own. I was living in a 6-bedroom house, 11 people, my wife, my 2 kids, and moved her family in. They had the downstairs floor. Moved in June. They went to Egypt in August. My mom passed away in August. It's 2011. Passed away. They came back in September that same year and said we can't live here no more. We're going back to Queens. So left us with a $1,900 mortgage, cooking gas. The bills was ideally in Suffolk County. Ideally, they tell you what your bills would kind of be like when you buying a house. Well, my broker did that. It's about $2,500, so we could afford that. So by us sharing the bills, let's have another kid. And then, when that income cuts out and they leave because they don't want to do this, they leave us stranded, which we should have been more prepared if something like that happened, right? And my mom passed away in 2012. My wife and I were so at odds because of the house and anger, we separated, right? And I remember going to the courthouse, signing the divorce papers, standing in front of the judge. And the judge asked me, "Do you want to divorce her?" And I said, "No." Because I knew I could fix the problem we had because, of course, we were living below check to check. You understand what I'm saying? When I say below check to check, I'm talking where it's like you really cannot afford to buy lunch. Like you got to make sure that your check is correct because it's our first house. We have a newborn coming. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm leaving work I'm going from one job from 12 in the afternoon to 9 p.m., then going to my overnight job to 10 p.m. Target overnight from 10 p.m. to 6 p.m., sleeping for 3 hours, getting back up, driving. And that caused conflict between my wife and I. Because she wasn't seeing me, wasn't seeing her. The bills are tight. My son's over to a 2X, but he's wearing 12 months. Couldn't get a winter coat. He's wearing a light jacket and a hoodie. I had $36 on a Capital One card. I went to Carter's kids store. Told the lady, I said, listen, my son needs a coat. I said, I got $36 on my card. Look right here. I said, do you have anything on clearance? And I just got to talking to her. And I don't know what snapped in her. I don't know what it was. But that lady went in the back, came back out with clothes. I mean, like snowsuits, jackets, sweaters, jogging pants, everything. Came up to $22. I'll never forget. Wherever this lady said, I hope God got his hand on her shoulder and got at her feet. When I came home, and I explained it to my wife, and she was just like, she was a little mad that I spent the $22 because it was $36 on the card, but the sacrifice that I would do for my family, me not being together with my wife, driving down from New York to Florida, not knowing if this is going to work. But God's saying, trust me, son. And this is when I needed God. I had to pray to God, and God said, I need you to get rid of social media because they're not coaching you. I need you to get rid of this facade that you're putting on because this is not coaching you. I need you to stop telling these people lies because this is not coaching you. I need you to listen to me. Let me coach you. You're the best player on the court, and you playing like the 12th man. And I said, God, you got it. Whatever play you want me to play, I got it. Whatever screenplay, what you want me to bring up the ball, rebound, whatever you want me to do, because I can't do it. And I'm telling you right now, fellas, packed up everything that could fit in that red Mountaineer car that had 162,000 miles on it. Drove down here. Praise God, because I didn't get no flat. I had enough money for gas. I had enough money for food. God got me down here with no issues. And I watched from New York to Jersey to PA to North Carolina, South Carolina, all the way down. I watched people catch flats. I watched cars on the side. I watched. God showed me. I kept trusting God. Got down here. God said, I'm going to coach you. So he brought ET in my life. Because now my family's back. Got my family. God's like, you still not mature enough. You still playing like the 12th man. But you got skills to be the greatest. But you got a mindset of a 12th player. This is the problem. You just happy to be on the bench. You choosing to be on the bench. So what he do? My wife comes down here. We together. Got my wife back. We're not having sex. We barely kissing. Still kind of off because we really never had that conversation. God said, I got to separate you two. Before what I'm about to do, I need to redesign you. Because if I'm going to coach you, I don't need no assistant coach. I'm good. I could play every defensive coach, however you want to do it. I'm the only coach. When he brought me to ET, it started with videos. Just listening to them morning and night, right? Because ET was pointing out areas in my life that I didn't even know. Not my brothers, not my friends. Nobody was calling me out on. And I'm talking about back in the days when Secret to Success they didn't even show their face. When they used to have Josh on it. I'm talking, that's how long ago. Coach in. And then I'm immersing myself in these videos and it's motivation and having a better mindset. Then all of a sudden, Quest Green comes and Quest said, come and get on the prayer line on Saturdays. Okay? See, fellas, I met some of y'all. I talked to some of y'all, you know, social media and everything. And to find out that I share, that I actually, the situations in my life I'm not the only one dealing with them. And there are people out there that actually overcome those challenges. That's why I'm on this prayer line, because this prayer line coaches me. Because it coaches me through those setbacks, those mistakes, the feelings I've had, or me being one-sided, or me being stubborn. I'm saying, like, the upbringing and the people and everybody's just like, yeah, I know what you're going through. I know what you've been through. I know where you're going. I see it. I realized something recently. Like, I realized that, like, coaching changes how you are, not who you are. I'm going to say that again. Coaching changes how you are, not who you are. See, like, coaching isn't about changing people, and this is just my opinion. I mean, everybody else could feel something different, but I feel like coaching isn't about changing people. It's about just understanding who that person is, what they stand for, or like their values, what steps a person needs to take to enhance themselves. And being on this line, being in rooms with people that's doing better than me, that helps me enhance myself, because I stopped comparing myself, BK. I stopped comparing myself to people, because I found that comparing myself was bringing anger, ego, depression, and so on. What I started doing, I started being inspired by people. I started being inspired by the people, because I feel like my life revolves around like commitment, communication, concentration, controlling confidence, like those areas in my life. Like Quest did a conference years ago before COVID that I went to in Miami called the Grow Conference, and in that conference he talked about the G, the R, the O, and the W, and the G was to tell me, like, be honest. What do you want to be in your life? Where do you want to be? That G, that grow part. What do you want to be? And then that R, accepting the fact that, like, oh, you was out here wilding on social media. You was out here wilding, thinking that like your wife is happier. Yo, you was out here wilding that the way you want to raise your kids, this is the right way. Like you just one-sided. And then the O was to show you, like, look, there's another side to the coin. There's another side to the way you thinking. You have to loosen up your fist and open up your heart. This is the only way it's going to work. And what I had to do back in 2000, when we moved 2015, got down here 2015, 2016, I met E.T., Quest, and everybody. And then I started taking those first steps. And then because I had so much in me, BK, so much positivity, so much motivation, so much love, I wanted to share it. I couldn't hold so much because it was just so much overflowing in me, what God was doing to me. I had to branch off and I had to give some to my brother because he was dealing with suicide. And then that led to me giving to his friends. And then it started going on to social media. God said, if you don't have social media, I need you to have it in this way. You got to have a purpose. Why are you on social media? You can't just do what you do and think it's going to be fine. So if I'm going to give you these toys back, because God took those toys from me. If I'm going to give you these toys back, I'm going to give it to you, but you're going to have to do something different with them. And I'm not playing with those gifts because God's coaching me. God's watching everything I'm doing. And at times I do want to go do something crazy. And I just know that I'm winning when I got the right coach telling me the right plays. When I'm not trying to be the coach and the player. It don't work. That's my time, BK.
And I appreciate you, brother. And then just to clarify, because you talked about 2011 going through a very hard time with your wife. How are things now with you and the kids? And where would you say you were now?
BK, you and I talked, I think that was early last week. We're great. Communication. We're working with each other, not around each other. We actually spend more time. We had this thing on Sundays that from 6 to 7. We just talk about anything that's going on, anything that we did wrong, some things that we did feel we call it pillow talk. So we don't see each other. We lay in the bed, right? So because when people talking, they use their hands. That's different. So we call it pillow talk, and we just look at the ceiling and we just talk. And I tell you, when it first started, and this is going back, I want to say late 2023, it wasn't easy. But just like this Sunday that just passed, and my wife she just said, I just want you to be a little more attentive when it comes to things we have to do because we're trying to do some things this year, and I think that you're with me physically, but I don't think you're 100% mentally with me. And she was right because you and I had a conversation where, I'm not gonna go on there, but it was something that where God was like, I sent BK, you got it. But let me give you the confirmation. When you got to change a password, they tell you put the old password in, put the new password, and just in case, confirm that password. And I think that's what I needed. And so I want to say no longer afraid to ask how my wife is doing. How you asking her those questions, asking her, what's, how, we had a conversation, we had an argument and we made peace, but where are you mentally right now about that situation? Is there something still hanging over you, and I'm not like, I don't want to miss up the night. I don't want to miss up the mood, but it's just finding the right time, BK, finding the right moments, making sure that my tone and making sure that it's the right, I can't ask her that question while she's trying to do homework or cooking, while she's trying to get dressed. But I can ask her that when we're watching TV in the bedroom, not outside. Try to keep conversations like that because just don't know where they'll spiral. I'm dealing with an Egyptian woman, okay? And then and BK, as far as the parenting go, of course, having a 14-year-old, I've learned, and I said this before, that I'm learning to ease up a little on the being the father, and I'm starting to be more the friend. Just because he has voiced it. Like that, there's times I just don't need the motivational Lamar dad or the dad. I just need a friend. I just need someone I could talk to. I could listen to music. I could just be like, yeah. Outside of my dad, I got best friends, but my go-to person is my dad, and I'm learning that. And I think that I sometimes I like 360 him. If y'all know that app, that's an app to, you know, just follow your kids and stuff, and just make sure that they driving correctly and where they wherever they're supposed to be, they that's where they at. BK, having a 14-year-old and not experiencing the stuff I experienced, I think I was spending too much time trying to protect him from that happening, and not realizing he's not in that environment no more. He never been in that environment. Sorry, he never been in that environment. But my mindset is still in that environment, and I have to remind myself I'm no longer there. I'm no longer at 2705 First Street, Twin Building, projects, housing. No longer, I haven't been in there over 15 years, but my mindset's still there. So I have to remind myself that he never been in there.
It's wild, man. It's such an honor just to observe and listen to brothers move and develop. Hey,